Welcome to Stories of Hope. Today I want to talk to you about something we all need, human touch. Did you know that even the simplest touch, like a hand on the shoulder, can lower stress, reduce anxiety, and even improve your overall health? It's amazing how something so small can have such a big impact on our hearts and minds. In today's story, we'll see how one touch led to a transformation, reminding us that sometimes the smallest gestures can change everything. Today's episode is all about the power of touch and the difference it can make in someone's life. We are here today to share two stories with you about the power of touch. Felipe, do you think a hug can make a difference?
Absolutely. I think especially in those cold mornings, a hug can bring the warmth that everybody loves. Right, Hannah? What do you think?
I'm a big hugger, and I love coming into the office and getting hugs from all my coworkers. I think it's a really important way of how you can maintain a personal connection outside of just being coworkers.
Yes.
Right, and if we look at the Bible, Jesus was always very intentional about touching people as he was healing them. So we see a good example of the power of that physical touch, you know. And Felipe, I think here at Hope Channel International, we have someone who loves to give hugs to people, right?
Not only that, Kuya, but we have someone who has the official title of Hug Ambassador.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, and that's my man Jitash right here. Now, Jitash, let's demonstrate to everybody. Every morning. Yeah.
That's my best part of the day.
There's no morning or no day that Jitash is in the office that you don't get a hug from him, right?
Yes.
All of us, every day.
Absolutely. And hugs, as you guys know, they mean the most to me ever. Why? You don't need to use any words. You know, sometimes you just don't have it in you to have words, but when you hug someone, they feel it. You can't fake it. You can't pretend.
Yep.
They feel the love from you, and you don't even. People will tell me that's what I needed.
Yes.
You know, and I didn't use
Perfect.
any words to say anything. So,
Right.
thank you all for the hugs. Now we need to hear something really special. Puya, tell us our Bible story of today.
Absolutely. Imagine just one touch, one moment of courage could alter the course of your life. This is the power of faith we're exploring today from the Bible. Our story today is found in the Gospel, in the Bible, and it is about a woman who, after 12 years of suffering, believed that one touch could cure her. These beliefs led her to a moment that not only changed her health, but also her entire life. It shows us that the power of hope is practical. This woman had struggled with an illness for 12 years. Can you believe that? That's a long time. 12 years of her life. She spent everything she had without finding relief. She probably visited all the doctors and all the medical professionals of her day, but they could not cure her. Her condition had worsened. Each failed attempt left her more broken, physically, emotionally, and financially. She was an outcast, living in isolation, shunned by society because of her condition. What a hopeless situation, we may think. But you see, something changed. She heard about this man named Jesus. She heard about stories of how Jesus made the blind see, the lame walk, and healed those who were sick. And something inside her sparked a glimmer of hope. It whispered to her, if Jesus could heal them, maybe he can heal me too. Her condition made it difficult for her to move. And so she thought that she would have to push through the crowd, as impossible as that might be. She believed that if only I could just touch his clothes, then I would be healed. Gathering all the courage and strength she had left, she went to where Jesus was passing through. You can imagine, Jesus was so popular, so all the people in the town were around Jesus, so it was difficult for her to get through to Jesus. The street was packed with people, everybody wanting to get close to Jesus. So she didn't find any way. But she didn't want to let that stop her. With determination, she slipped through the crowd. And as Jesus was passing by, she reached out her hand, her fingers barely brushing the hem of his garment. And a miracle took place. In that instant, everything changed. Her pain was gone. Her body, weakened by years of suffering, felt whole again. A warmth spread through her body, and the feeling that she had not felt for a long time went through all of her. She knew that she had been healed right at that moment. But then Jesus stopped as he was walking, and he turned around and he asked, "Who touched my clothes?" Of course, the disciples were puzzled, pointing out that there were so many people around him. How could Jesus ask such a question? A lot of people were touching him. But Jesus knew that a power had gone out from him, and he felt it. The woman, thinking that she would be scolded, trembling, knew that she couldn't remain hidden. She fell at the feet of Jesus, confessing, "It was me, Lord." She told him everything, the years of suffering, her hopelessness, and how she had believed that just a simple touch could heal her. Tears flowed as she spoke, her voice shaking. Jesus looked at her, not with anger or judgment, but with love and compassion. Jesus said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be free from your suffering." You see, in that moment, she wasn't just healed physically. She was actually restored completely, emotionally and spiritually. The shame and isolation she had felt for so long, they were gone. She was no longer the outcast, the unclean one. She was now a beloved daughter of God, recognized for her faith and courage. My dear friend, the story that we just heard today reminds us, all of us, that even when life seems overwhelming and hope feels lost, one small act of faith can lead to a transformation we never imagined possible. It's a story that encourages us to reach out even when the odds are against us and believe that miracles can happen. Right? Miracles can really happen. You may be feeling today that hope is gone for you, or that you can no longer find solution from your problem or find answers to the questions that your hearts are longing for. I have good news for you, my dear friend. Visit us at hope.study. There you will find free Bible study guides and other online Bible resources that can help you on your spiritual journey. Whether it's learning more about the life of Jesus or exploring how faith can impact your life, hope.study has something for you. And just like that woman, I want to invite you today to make a decision to not give up, but reach out in faith. And by studying the Bible, may you find peace, hope, and strength in your life. Go online now and let your journey begin. I can assure you that it is transforming.
Puya, wow, what an amazing story. That one touch.
That's right.
Can transform your whole life. Not just one touch with faith, right?
That's right.
True faith that you believe. What a wonderful story. Don't go anywhere because there's much more coming up. Welcome back. And how did you like our very special little guest, Jackie, who joined us, the dog? We were so thankful to have her with us. And we also shared a very powerful Bible story. Now let's see how a real life story of transformation unfolded, thanks to Hope Channel. Felipe, where are you going to take us today?
You know, Jitesh, we're going to go all the way back to my hometown in Brazil. You know, Brazil is the largest country in South America, covering almost half of the continent. With a population of over 210 million people, it's home to a diverse mix of cultures and traditions. It's a land of contrasts, vast rainforests like the Amazon, bustling cities like São Paulo, and serene coastal towns. In this huge country, two women living in very different places found themselves linked in an unexpected way. One was from Belo Horizonte, known as the City of Parks, filled with lush green spaces that bring a sense of peace. The other was from Salvador, a lively city rich in Afro-Brazilian culture, where music and vibrant colors fill the streets. Fabiola and Luisa each faced their own struggles. One in a calm, plain environment of Belo Horizonte, and the other in the dynamic, lively atmosphere of Salvador. Their cities, just like their lives, seemed worlds apart. And yet, something truly surprising happened that connected them in a way neither of them could have ever imagined. How did these two women, separated by distance in different environments, come across the same source of hope? That's what we're about to find out. Let's take a closer look at their journeys and see how a surprising touch brought hope and light into their lives.
Two women in the crowd. Two women lost in the midst of suffering that seems to have no end. One is seeking life. The other thinks the solution is death. Fabiola lives in Belo Horizonte. Luzia lives in Salvador. They never met, but Jesus met them both.
In 2018, I discovered I had breast cancer. At the beginning of 2019, when COVID appeared throughout Brazil, in the midst of in the cancer treatment process, it is logical that we are always afraid of dying, we get closer to God. And as I got closer to God, I started reading the Bible.
I was married for 23 years to a wonderful person. Today he rests in the dust of the earth. And from one moment to the next we discovered the adultery, then my world fell apart. And I found out in a really hard way. I went for a medical visit and discovered that I had the syphilis virus, but syphilis did not manifest in me. And to top it off, my mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer. This week, a neighbor lived in the building across the street. She lived on the 23rd floor, and she committed suicide. And it was like that, right in front of my bedroom window. And I saw that horrible, terrible scene. That scene started to get scheming here. Why don't you do like her? Life is not worth living.
We all go through moments when everything seems to lose meaning. Death and fear tear our lives apart and make our hearts bleed. Little by little, faith fading away, but one touch can restore this wound. And what unites the story of Fabiola and Luisa is precisely this touch, which did not come from a hand, but from a little paw.
And at the same time I went to the television, watched another evangelic channel that was on, but there was a commercial. My little dog changed, stepped on my remote, changed the channel, and until I found the other channel, I found Novo Tempo. And I couldn't leave Novo Tempo.
One day the television was on there, I didn't know what it was. And Bob, my dog, jumped on the bed and turned on channel 184, which I didn't memorize at the time. At that moment, a man came in talking about a Jesus in a way I didn't know. It feels like a cargo ship has been lifted off my back. And that night, I able to sleep. Then I discovered it was the Novo Tempo channel.
The touch of a dog, the touch of a remote control, the touch of the edge of Jesus' robe. Through this touch, hope restored Fabiola and Lucia's hearts. The wound may still exist, but it no longer bleeds because faith has stopped the bleeding and today drives the lives of these women.
And I am very grateful to my little dog who changed the channel because it was a transformation from water to wine. And so, in the therapy group, in the group sitting, waiting for a consultation, I give books, I show them, I talk, I bring peace, showing people that Jesus exists. It is not a punishment to go through an illness. It is a mystery of God. If Jesus has already taken on all our pain, why should I remain trapped in illness? I go through it, a teaching, a change of character, and Novo Tempo brought me this.
During the entire program, another program came on in which the presenter reported the experience he had, that he also had depression. And then I realized that what I had was depression. There was the turning point. I said, yeah, it's time. Depression is an illness and I need to cure it with medicine. Because if God gave man understanding and healing power, then it is because God wants me to go there. And it was God's doing. Then I sought treatment, I went through the treatment, and thank God I'm here. God uses whoever He wants in the way He wants, at the time He wants. I was that lost, dirty, empty daughter. And God used an irrational being, my dog, to say, daughter, I'm here. God touched me deeply, and here I find myself. And I don't want to leave His presence anymore. I want to live with this God in eternity. Thank God that Novo Tempo exists.
Felipe, I'm curious. Have you been to Belo Horizonte or Salvador?
You know, Jitesh, I was actually born in São Paulo, big jungle city of high-rise buildings. And I have never been to Belo Horizonte.
Oh, man.
Although 3 years ago, I had the opportunity of going to Salvador for the first time. Wow. And I was amazed of the landscape, the food, the people, the colors. You know, it was an amazing experience, one for a lifetime.
Wow. Next time I want to go with you. So
Absolutely.
We should go together, right?
Yes.
Because
I'll take you along.
Yes. And also, how was my pronunciation of the city?
It was spot on.
Okay.
Spot on.
I've been
People
practicing.
of Brazil will be very, very glad that you said that way.
Thank you. I'm practicing my Portuguese.
Represented.
Yeah, I'm practicing my Portuguese, right? I got to get it right.
Yes.
Coming up next, we'll dive even deeper into this inspiring message of hope. So stay tuned. There's much more to come.
In today's news, we're excited to introduce you to Mums at the Table, a program dedicated to supporting moms through the challenges of motherhood. Being a mom can sometimes feel isolating, but Moms at the Table provides a community where moms can connect, share real stories, receive expert advice, and feel empowered. This nonprofit initiative by the Seventh-day Adventist Church relies on generous donors who believe in helping moms thrive. Now, let's take a look at a video that gives us a glimpse into this amazing community.
Mums at the Table is a fantastic idea. For so many other mums out there that didn't know where to go, they put on events, they help socialise, they help the parents have a break in a way from having their kids. It's just a fantastic, and they do the clothes thing here, and it's just a great get-together for young mums.
At one of our dessert nights, we had a lady who came with her 5-week-old baby, first child. She was generally looking for a community with like-minded mums. She didn't have that support network from home, and so she really connected with the Mums at the Table mums in that area.
Going to the Mums at the Table event has just given me a chance to get away from the kids, catch up with the other mums, and just have some good quality time with other people that, you know, without having the kids around all the time. It's really nice.
Mums at the Table just provide this gap in that where there is a space for whatever stage of motherhood you're in, whether you've got 3 kids or they're teenagers. It's just that place that they can come and, yeah, just learn together and share the load.
Things are costing more, people are stretching their last dollars, and we see it amongst our mums especially. From clothing their kids to feeding their kids, it's everywhere. Our job with Mums at the Table is hopefully addressing that. Every so often we'll open up our affordable wardrobe. Mums can come in, shop like you normally would, come and collect their different clothes for their children, their grandchildren, whoever they may be caring for, and freely take whatever they desire.
We are so busy with life and doing things, and because a lot of the people are here from other countries, and so they don't have their moms, they don't have their aunties here, they don't have support systems here. So this is really a good community to get together and to get, to have that support and to get to learn to know each other.
So the Facebook group has been very active and let me know of all the things that's been going on. I think it's very important, especially as a new mum, because there's a lot of things that you don't necessarily know.
I just find the community of mums getting together like this is it's beneficial for them. It gives them a chance to talk to each other and learn from each other about what they're doing with their children, and just give them that little bit of extra support in the area.
Wow, what an inspiring initiative. If you or someone you know could benefit from being a part of this supportive community, visit mumsathetable.com to join. Remember, there ain't no hood like motherhood, and Mums at the Table is here to walk with you every step of the way. Stay tuned for more exciting news coming your way.
Welcome back to Stories of Hope. Today we're excited to have a very special guest with us, Victor. Victor, I have a question for you that I've always wanted to ask.
Let's see it.
I've heard you have a farm. Yeah, a farm.
Kind of a farm. Let's say it's the beginning stages of a farm. But
I like the word farm because
there we
let's go with it. And you love being there with the animals. Obviously, it's a farm, right?
Yeah.
Share with us how special an animal touch can be.
Very special. And, in a stressful day's work, you're there in the office, sitting in a setting that, you're there for many hours, and then you come home and you sit down with these animals. So there we have just a variety of animals, and just nothing else matters. No work, no stress, just those animals there that you have to take care of. It's a lot of work. It adds more stress, but in a weird and a different way, it removes that, that thought of everything else in your life. It's just there, you with your animals. So that's...
So taking care of, right? Taking care because you're giving love, right?
Yep.
So you don't, it's a different...
But you get a lot of love back also from them.
Right.
So like, when would you think that you get love from a goose following you around? Just like it trusts you everywhere you go, and there's a goose following you around. So you give love, but you also get it back. So
now I want to know more about the goose. Yeah, well, I think we'll get to see more about that.
Sure.
Yeah. So actually, let's share with the audience here your farm. I'd love to see. I think you have a video to share with us. So
you got a video?
Let's check this out. Okay. Wow.
Making the goose fall asleep.
Oh my goodness, that's a goat. What a sound. Oh, wow. Is that the geese?
Yeah, that's when they were young. So the same one.
3 geese.
Yeah.
If you don't think this is a farm, man, I'm gonna already qualify this as a farm. Just from looking, just the goats was enough for me to say it's a farm.
There's plenty of different animals there.
Wow. So goats and geese, okay?
Yeah, so geese, we have 3 of them. We have 7 ducks now. I got 3 more.
7 ducks,
and
okay.
So 50-something chickens.
50?
Yeah.
50.
50.
That's a lot,
and
man.
then now we're looking at 2 goats, so.
Wow. Wait, a chicken, 50 chickens.
Yeah.
That must be that's pretty big.
I mean,
pen,
they have
right?
a large run. They have a large area, but not a farm.
Yeah,
not,
but that's quite a lot, man. I know of people who have a few, but 50 is a lot of work.
Yeah, whenever they start laying eggs, there'll be too many eggs, but we'll start donating them.
Okay, awesome, man. Wow. Victor, I have a question I really wanted to ask you.
Let's go.
Can pets be used by God to bring hope and healing?
I think pets are used by God to bring hope and healing.
So it's are.
They are. I think we discussed that, we show them love and then they show love back.
Okay. So can you give some examples maybe of a time that you may have felt low and...
I mean, every single time when you get home stressed, you're tired and you have to go in this, place with a bunch of animals that as soon as you walk in, you're their center of attention. They're so happy to see you there, and you have to feed them, you have to spend time with them. You know, nothing else matters at that point. Only spending time with them, only, you know, like you can forget about work, you can forget about any issues because you just sit there and all these animals are looking at you and they love you for who you are. Like you get up, you move, and all the 3 geese follow you, the goat follows you, the chicken will land on you, and you have to build that sort of friendship and trust with these animals. So then you start seeing God in little small ways how these animals love you back. So.
Wow. So I think most people, right, would feel like from a cat or from a dog, right? Because that's more common pets, right? We keep at home. But you're saying, like even a chicken or a goat, they get close to you.
Because
they sit with
chickens, you have this idea that chickens, like, they run away from you. But there's some in there where they want to stay next to you. Like, you know, every time I sit down, there's one specifically that, you know, they just jump in your lap and they just roost on your lap. And then anyone that comes over, they just roost on their lap.
See, that's amazing. I didn't even know
You always think chickens run away.
That's all I was thinking.
The majority of them do, but at least 1 or 2 there, they just roost on you. So
that means they love you, right?
Yeah.
They trust you. They know you.
Yep.
They know you. So in a moment when you probably feel low or stressed, like you were saying, that can be very healing, right? To have that touch of even I would love to feel a chicken just sit on me. I don't know. I've never
stop by.
I think I need to. That's what I need to do.
Yeah, no, it really brings you up. So
wonderful. And also I wanted to mention, even on the story that we shared, right? How an animal, right, made that touch, and then all of a sudden so many things change, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like beyond what we think of an animal, their ability to do more is beyond, especially with healing, right? And
they communicate through their touch. So
wow. Thank you, Victor, for being with us, sharing your wonderful, amazing farm with us. And I learned so much.
Thank
today.
you for allowing me to share about something that I love and I'm passionate about. So
and I really will stop by.
No, please,
I actually would want
Please.
It's inspiring to know that there are so many ways we can all contribute to bringing hope into people's lives, no matter where they are. What we saw today makes us think that God uses a special touch to show us His own touch. And to you, we hope you feel inspired by God to be part of this ministry, to reach out to your neighbors, your family, and friends. Share hope and be a light in someone's life. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Stories of Hope.